Okay, here I want to show you one demo of a real world use case where I'm trying to build a code review agent. The job of this agent is to mm, take the code and provide the code review document, basically review the code in terms of finding the strength, weak areas, and suggest the improvements. Now I'm using this agent in such a manner that I am also asking agent to iterate over its own output. Basically, look at the output, give a feedback, do the self reflection, and whatever findings are there, incorporate the finding and come up with another version of the document, which is code review comments. So do it couple of times, basically improve the output, and we can do it multiple times, or we can do it based on prompt which we can give. So what I have done is I have one input here where I'm saying provide a detailed code review comments for the below mentioned coding assessment. Here is the problem where I'm asking to balance the parenthesis of an infix expression. So if you see, there's a left parenthesis missing, and goal of this coding exercise is to add the come up with the algorithm which can add the left parenthesis of the infix expression. Here is a solution. Now we let LLM or agent to find the basically do whatever it wants to do to give a quality feedback about the given code. And I have this, there are two scripts. One is generator, where I'm asking you act as a code reviewer. This agent is acting as a code reviewer and giving some instructions, very clear instructions what you're supposed to do. Let's say I'm asking it to carefully analyze the given code and validate whether the submitted code is syntactically correct or not. You will check if the submitted code will execute, generate the output based on the expected output mentioned in the coding assessment, and check for potential bugs, etc., missing edge cases or memory leaks, and document them. Then you will generate the document called this, and if you have provided any critic on your code review comment document by your manager, then you will update the code review comments. So this is the instruction for the agent, and then reflector is nothing but the self critic. So whatever output it is generating, this self critic is nothing but it is acting as a manager who will take that as an input, means the generated code review comment document as the input, and do the review and go through it and give its findings on following. I given few instructions here to be specific, like look for potential bugs, is the right use case of coding standards checked by team member or not, or capture the notes about the correctness of the code syntax. Does the submitted code contains complete implementation or not? And then based on that, you find the comments fully incorporated, or you do not have any comments to provide, then approve, and your team member can send it to everyone. Otherwise, send your findings to and let him incorporate in his code review comment. So these are the two different type of instructions, two different type of roles which I have come up with, and I'm using again LangChain here, the agent library framework, which is basically the graph library, which LangGraph, which they have recently introduced. And finally, I'm using I'll try it with both. First I'll try with Gemini, and then I will try with GPT-4. So let me run with Gemini. Okay, and here is the clear instruction reflection, the main script, that this is the code, just provide a code review comments. That's the instruction. So let's run. First response from generate means the agent itself. This is what it says: overall impression, code attempts to solve the problem. While it demonstrates some understanding of the using stacks for the purpose, there are several areas that require improvement in terms of clarity, efficiency, and correctness. And then here is the feedback given. Then the reflection means the whatever code document or comments are documented. The reflection means it will do a self review. Overall impression, the provided code, I think it's just repeating it. Self observation, Header files, the inclusion of numerous header files, many of which, okay, anyway, this is also mentioned here, and according to large number of header files. So I think it's just repeating. I'm just trying to figure out what is the highlighter here. What does this reflector find which is valuable for the agent? Okay, suggestions from improvements: simplify the logic, refactor the code to achieve clearer, okay, handle different operators. Now actually it is actually supposed to give a feedback on a code review comments, whereas reflector or the feedback is coming on the actual code, which is not a job of reflector or the feedback provider. The review comments were supposed to be given by the first agent or the generator itself. Looks like this is not well understood by the model. And then what happened? Generator, they come that both response A and response B provide a comprehensive this similarity, both responses highlight excessive. Now if you see, it got into some kind of a conversation mode where it got a feedback and agent was supposed to incorporate the feedback, but since the feedback was coming very generic, not specific, and generate, finally let's see what is the final conclusion. So here the final response is this, and this is not what we can send. This is not what we were expecting, because if you look at this, it says strength of both analysis. Both analysis thoroughly address the main aspect of code. I don't know which analysis is talking about and where this both analysis is coming. There's no both analysis. There is only one analysis to be done by feedback provider, and then the code reviewer is supposed to incorporate the feedback and generate the newer version, or the iterate over it and generate the newer version of the code review comment document. But look like this is not well understood by LLM, which is Gemini 1.5 Pro. Now what I'll do is I will change the model to GPT-4 and rerun this same script again. We got a first feedback. Here is the first feedback coming. Generate detailed review, journal overview, okay, code structure, readability, header files, macros, algorithm logic. I think nicely captured headings. And then let's see what is the feedback, or basically self-reflection by the model on its own code review comments. Here is the feedback we got. Reflect feedback on the code review comments document. The code review comment document you have prepared provides a comprehensive analysis. Okay, this is nice. It is understanding that it is supposed to provide a feedback. Next, detailed feedback. So correctness of the code syntax. You have not explicitly mentioned the correctness of the syntax, such as the correct use of loop. It is crucial to verify that each syntactic element is used appropriately and follows the testing. The review lacks comments on whether the code was executed to verify its functionality is the problem statement. It is important to ensure the code not only compiles but also runs correctly that solves the given problem. This is exactly I was looking for, that when you critique your own outcome, you should provide a feedback where I can improve, right? So this, we want, the goal of this whole agent is, or a reflector is, to improve the agent initial reflection. So initially it looks like it has come up with a nice feedback, right? But here it is finding the gaps, and that is what I think I want to highlight. Correctness and robustness, syntax and compilation. Code is syntactically correct and compiles without errors. However, ensure that each syntactic element like loops and conditionals is used appropriately and follow C+ standards. So execute the code to verify. Fine. Then lack of comment makes the code hard to follow. Adding explanatory comments, especially in the complex sections, would greatly enhance the maintainability. Encourage breaking down the code into smaller reusable functions. Modern C++, okay, and then I think finally we have a recommendation. Refactor the code to simplify the logic, improve readability by using meaningful variables, implement robust input handling and error checking to make the utility more versatile and reliable, enhance testing to cover various scenarios, adopt a modular approach and use modern C features to improve the code structure and performance. So this is the final, basically this is something which I can take and send it to the code submitter, saying that you submitted this code for a coding exercise and this is your feedback. And that's what exactly we're looking for this code review agent to do, right? To work. So finally what I found is the job is done by GPT-4. Try to use the best model which is available from Gemini 1.4 Pro, and it was not even able to understand. I think Gemini Pro 1.5 could have done better with the performance. So that was my analysis. So see you in the next video. Thank you.